All right, hello and welcome to another late night dino. This one, I was inspired last night from some conversations, mentions about Naya dinos. I had to do it sometime with the Naya Triome, DINOLAND that we got from Streets of New Capenna, and oh my goodness, this deck has been a little bumpy. I think there's certainly many tweaks to be made with this. You will see the fantastic Zakama, Primal Calamity, oh my. I've gotten her down a couple times today, but like I said, it's a little more misses than hits, unfortunately, but that will change. That will get better. 100%. It's going to be exciting, to say the least. Oh, man, a lot of fun stuff tonight. Actually, I'll let you guys peruse and browse this list for a second. I just have to go grab a coffee. I will be right back. 1 second. But take a gander at this beauty. Wow. I just gotta let it brew. I do the bold setting, so it's a little more flavorful. Takes a little bit longer, and of course, yeah, it's gotta cool down. I don't want to burn my mouth. But we're on to things. So, still nothing really to play turn one. Commune with dinosaurs. Of course, it is a lot of new cards. Blue Bear, my goodness. This is hopefully going to be interesting. Hopefully more hits than misses. Last night was pretty rough, but I always have a good time chatting with you guys at the very least. That really is the best thing out of all of this. Of course, I will try and stomp everything as much as possible, but tweaking numbers, lands, mana bases, specific creatures, why to bring something in, why to take it out, why it may not be the right thing to do. There is a lot of options. Definitely just looking at a specific card outside of dinos, something like Wayward Swordtooth, might not be so great, but you put it in the context of a dino deck, fantastic. Topiary Stomper might not be so great outside of a dino deck. Again, playing it for 2 green, lots of lands, cost reduction, potential to have it hasty. It's very fantastic, to say the least. Something like Volcanic Salvo, not so great outside of dinos, but going back to the past couple nights, wanting to kind of make use of Topiary Stomper and Wayward Swordtooth, at least having both of those guys out, because I think that is probably one of the biggest hurdles, painful points you could say, having a mixture of Wayward and Topiary before they're turned on, before I have 7 lands or 10 permanents. They're not doing a whole lot, where in the past I would have at least bodies that could block. Something like Rampaging Ferocidon, always lovely. Ripjaw Raptor, potentially. Then the ramp is nice, but they have lots of power. So, something that cares about power, of course, Ghalta, Primal Hunger, the queen of all dinos. She cares about that. She's not on the list right here because I want a little bit more removal to help slow things down, let us continue to build up a board. It's time, I think, at the very least, for Volcanic Salvo. Whew, this could be quite nasty. You may not have seen it much. I did mention it probably about a week ago, something like that. The Ghalta removal spell. Very similar to Ghalta, caring about the total power of creatures you control. that certainly lines up with Wayward having 5 power, Topiary Stomper. Topiary Stomper having 4 power, so 9 right there. If those are the only 2, you would then cast Volcanic Salvo for 1 and 2 red. Deal 6 damage to 2 creatures, a creature and a planeswalker. Bam. I think that's pretty good removal. 1 and 2 red. Sometimes there is maybe only 2 targets you want to hit. Of course, this could hit 2 planeswalkers, and you know what is giving a headache? Yes, indeed. Could have sworn I had a copy of them. Okay. Bear with me. This, the headache of all headaches at the very moment. It continues to be painful. I've seen it a couple times today, just spamming matches as much as possible. A lot of sweepers. Ob Nixilis is a headache. Now, there is other things that hit creatures plus planeswalkers, but being able to take out the original copy of Ob Nixilis and Volcanic Salvo, I think that could be pretty nice. Although sometimes Ob Nixilis is coming down turn 3. They do the casualty, sacrificing something that has 2 power, sometimes something that has 3 power, and you get 2 copies of it, and it's pretty hard to come back from that. Definitely. So sometimes Volcanic Salvo may not be fast enough, but the fact it deals 6 damage, I think that would take out pretty much anything. Most things, I would imagine. But also if, we want something a little bit faster that targets red creatures, tonight features Red Cap Melee. This is fantastic. Of course, I could consider something like Reckless Rage, also for 1 red, also an instant. It also deals 4 damage to target creature, but you can't target a planeswalker with Reckless Rage. Also with Reckless Rage, you do need a creature of your own, so maybe they've killed the 1 or 2 that you've played. They've discarded all creatures you have, only leaving you with Red Cap Melee. This, not needing a creature on your own side and hitting quite a few things. Of course, the drawback if you don't target if you target a non-red permanent, it deals damage. If it's dealt damage, why am I not reading that right? If a non-red permanent is dealt damage this way, you sacrifice a land. Yes, okay. There we go. But we have lots of lands, so I think that fits pretty good right there. Hopefully, having a surplus, at least I would feel pretty comfortable if I was sacrificing 1 land at the moment. Currently as it sits, we got 27. Feels pretty good. And going to the land count, maybe I need to increase that a little bit more. Maybe a couple less. It's hard to say. Quite a few times today I have been flooded out pretty nastily, unfortunately. But Zakama, Primal Calamity this is the list for her. I've always wanted to try and make this Dino work. In the past, without Topiary Stomper, just wasn't really doing it for me. Wayward Swordtooth sometimes was pretty helpful, but now I think with the pairing of Topiary, Marauding, Huntmaster, there's definitely a very, very good chance to see Zakama in most games. Hopefully I have a Marauding and a Huntmaster out at the same time, and Zakama can come down for 7, which would definitely be quite easy. Even if it comes down for 8 or the full 9, untap all lands after we play her, and we just shoot maybe 3 creatures, maybe deal 6 damage to 1 creature, 3 to another. Mix and match. That is what it's all about. Fantastic Swiss Army knife here, and you just keep overwhelming them. Probably a pretty good chance if Zakama lands, we start killing things. Might be over for the opponent. That's the dream, at least. Vigilance, reach, of course. Always lovely being able to block flyers. But it's pretty rampy, this list. Continuing to be rampy and kind of leaning into the payoffs of having lots of power, lots of ramp. You got to see 1 single copy of Zetalpa, Primal Dawn, though. That's hiding behind Zakama. Almost forgot about this. Man, nasty, nasty Dino. 6 and 2 8, of course. This is the ramping list. and it's white, so I want to at least try out one copy. But flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible on a 4/8. That's what you want. Of course, the indestructible, that's going to make it incredibly durable. Surviving board wipes, whatnot. In the past, Hazaret, the Fervent, I have used that to quite good effect. Having indestructible, just somebody that can survive the destroy target creature, various sweepers, that sort of thing. This is going to be a menace, a big, big menace. I mean, you can see by the art there, it looks like it's almost bigger than Zakama, possibly. I don't know. Maybe not quite. It's hard to tell. They look to be about the same size. A lot of destruction there. Mana base, though, as I say. Oh, wanting to see this ramp. 100%. I'm so happy I built it as well, Blue Bear. Again, there is some other potential ramp ways or just ways to get more lands. I do want to highlight Cultivate, because you guys will notice there is quite a few basic lands. Now that's to really help Topiary Stomper go off, but quite a few times today I had tested out Cultivate due to these increased basics. I would oftentimes be able to hopefully get many hits from Cultivate, hits from Topiary Stomper combined to just really ramp out that way as well. And also I'm thinking potentially switching Wayward Swordtooth with Cultivate, just because sometimes Wayward is doing absolutely nothing. Say I start off with a hand that has 3 lands. By turn 3, I haven't drawn a 4th one. The only play I have is Wayward Swordtooth. That is very, very painful. Very sad. Makes me shed a tear in those scenarios. So I'm thinking, due to the fact that there is times I may not have lands, Wayward might not really be the payoff that I'm hoping for. Still fantastic power, but I'm thinking it may be better to switch Wayward with Cultivate. Of course, it is nice if you compare both of them. You get a search for that first basic that comes into play tapped, but likely you're able to play that second one that was put into your hand. It's coming into play untapped. You can potentially use it to cast more stuff. And Cultivate isn't the only ramp enabler helping us to cast these bigger things. And it's not the only big things we could cast. There's, like I mentioned, 2 of each. Possibly, yeah. I could see 2 of each. Yeah, you know what? Let's try that. Yeah, I think that should work. Certainly I do want to... I probably should use some number of Cultivate or something else that also looks for basic lands, because I do have so many. In the past I have liked around 5 or 6 basic lands if it was only Topiary Stomper. But I definitely could run into problems not having any to search for if maybe I play a couple the first turn or 2, then I play a Topiary Stomper, and come turn 4, turn 5, if it gets to that, there may be nothing for Cultivate to search for, or there might be only one basic land, and a Cultivate for a single basic is that would feel quite bad. So the balancing of the number of basics, definitely that's going to be something to watch for, but I think that's a good suggestion, Blue Bear, definitely. 2 Wayward, 2 Cultivate. Yeah, that's going to be good. Oh, that glitched up a little bit there, but the sideboard, it is even more interaction. Help against Greasefang, which did some fantastic work against us last night. Very rough stuff, and, oh, get excited. You may not have seen it in the sideboard there. Of course, Anger of the Gods, our lovely, absolutely favorite sweeper. Man, we got a lot of killing stuff here. Red Cap melee to start off with. Help out game 1 against Winota, Joiner of Forces, Greasefang, that sort of deck. At least give us a fighting chance. Reckless Rage for game 2. I could combine that with Anger of the Gods. We're just going to be, so good, you say. It definitely is, but also the fact it deals 3 damage Topiary Stomper being at 4 toughness and Wayward Swordtooth. They are 2 bodies that are going to survive that. Of course, we always have to say goodbye to Marauding Raptor and Otepec Huntmaster whenever Anger of the Gods is cast. But, you know, if I have them in hand and I also have an Anger of the Gods, chances are I may consider holding off on Otepec Huntmaster or Marauding Raptor if they're going to die anyways. And I don't feel I can make the best use of their early cost reduction, acceleration. Maybe I don't have too many other dinos other than Marauding Raptor in hand. So sometimes, if I do have Anger of the Gods in, I may hold back on Marauding Raptor. Definitely. Rampaging Ferocidon, as always. It's got to be in there. 100%. I would never... I can confidently say I would never play a list without Rampaging Ferocidon. Yeah, it's got to be in there. Self-explanatory. And, of course, Ripjaw Raptor. Lots of stuff that's dealing damage. Reckless Rage is a classic pairing, dealing 2 damage to Ripjaw to draw a card, 4 damage to take out a wide range of stuff. It's a lot of killing. Vicious, nasty interaction. Of course, if we get Zakama, I mean, we're just pew-pew, you could say. 3 damage, 3 damage. Destroy some artifacts. Gain some life. It's a good time. Oh, man. We're killing a lot of stuff. Crossing the fingers. I think that's going to happen. Feeling very positive. Yeah. Just jump right into the first match with DINOLAND 2. Naya something. Haven't quite decided on the name, but at least DINOLAND 2, the return. I don't know if you guys have any better names for it, but I still think DINOLAND in general, variations that focus on lots of lands, ramping, that makes sense to me. That's my favorite name so far for this variation, definitely. But I will be right back. I gotta grab my coffee. It's probably cooled down, I hope. Oh, playing first. Good stuff, good stuff. Ooh, that is, I think that's definitely a keeper. And it's very interesting, pretty fantastic. Blue Bear, I wasn't originally going to start with any cultivate, so seeing both copies, only have 2. I like the looks of this. Very, very rampy. I think there's definitely a good chance to see Zakama, at least with this hand. But we are facing Yorion. So that could mean some shenanigans. If they don't do anything to Huntmaster, I'll definitely try for shifting Ceratops, but I think something bad might happen to him. They have a source of white, so could... Oh, interesting. Could still do something to shifting. I'm going to keep up the speed, keep up the aggression. Start a nice clock with shifting Ceratops. If I wasn't able to give it haste, probably would have just opted for cultivate, but the fact I could give it haste, start swinging. Okay, whew, that was good. That was actually very lucky. I didn't expect Anger of the Gods, so that is certainly helping out. We got a swing with shifting. Now we're going to be getting another swing. So this is good. This is working out. Rampland. Let's go. I just have 3 copies of Jetmir's Garden, or maybe 4. I think it's 3. Pretty sure. Hopefully they don't counter this. Okay, good. I was a little worried there for a second. Hopefully they don't kill shifting, but we're getting to Zakama, as it is right now. That's alright. And I got a Secluded Courtyard Blue Bear, which I did forget to mention. Anybody that is using Shifting Ceratops, thinking about stuff like that, should you use Secluded Courtyard or Unclaimed Territory? For anybody that doesn't know, you name Dinosaur, of course, add 1 mana of any color. You can spend it to cast a dinosaur or activate an ability of a creature or creature of the chosen type. So that is 100%. That's going to help out something like Zakama that has 3 different abilities, all needing a different color. Secluded Courtyard. Fixes to cast them and fixes to use the abilities. Lovely, lovely stuff. I feel they have a counter spell. Next turn, we got 3, 5. We got 8 right now. Yes. Okay. I'll still go Shifting Ceratops just because I feel with that blue they probably have a counter spell. Might as well get Shifting down, start swinging away. Still can play Topiary Stomper, of course. Oh, 100%. 100%. Now that we have Unclaimed and Secluded Courtyard, but again, Secluded Courtyard being the strictly better Unclaimed Territory. That is good. Definitely helps out, and I love that extended art on it. So yeah, it's an uncommon. I suggest if you're doing things mostly with dinos or any tribal deck, multiple colors. Certainly if it's a 3-color tribal deck, Secluded Courtyard. 100%. If you don't have it, I would highly recommend it. Oh boy, we could be seeing Zakama the first game. This is good. Luckily they haven't interacted too much at the moment. Of course, as you can see, bumped all the way down to Gold 4, but that's alright. Sometimes things are a little bumpy, a little rough. Testing stuff out. Some nights, some days, multiple we didn't even get to see her, but that's okay. That's good. We know kind of what they're all about. Sort of Jeskai control, I imagine. Certainly going to have to keep in mind Anger of the Gods, Fateful Absence, a fair bit of removal. Probably the fact there's Anger of the Gods. I'm actually thinking of cutting Otepec Huntmaster. And Red Cap Melee. I don't see him having a whole lot of creatures, so that's a pretty easy thing to switch up. Rampaging. Nah. Ripjaw Raptor. Something that could survive Anger of the Gods, their own Anger of the Gods. And imagine they have some creatures, likely some planeswalkers, so Volcanic Salvo a little bit later on. That could work. Potentially, it could be too clunky. Maybe I can cut other things. I go 3 copies of Cultivate, 3 copies of Wayward Swordtooth. But it certainly feels like a mix of the two. Definitely. It's fantastic. Just to make use of that second land. That, oh, hey, this is good. But making use of that second land from Cultivate that you get into your hand, a likely chance if you have a Wayward Swordtooth out that you're able to play it. That's lovely. But if Marauding Raptor survives at least a turn, I know I'm crossing my fingers. Actually, you know what? I think it's almost certain they have removal. Something for 2. I feel Marauding is probably dying anyways, so perhaps they'll tap themselves out. So, okay. This is good. This is very, very good. Yeah, I'm going to go Wayward Swordtooth just because I have 2 lands in hand. Next turn is going to be quite lovely. If I only had 1 land, it would be a little rough. It wouldn't be potentially quite as good a benefit from Wayward Swordtooth if it does stick around, of course. But there's a chance I get to play 2 lands again next turn if I draw a second one. Definitely don't think they would do a... Oh, There's the Volcanic Salvo. Good stuff. We'll see if Marauding Raptor draws out some sort of removal. I imagine it might. They certainly have enough up to do just about anything at the moment. Alrighty, good old shifting. Now we'll cross the fingers that they don't have a board wipe. Okay, they do have Fateful Absence. It's one less. That's okay. Could still go Volcanic Salvo next turn. Could go Topiary Stomper or Shifting Ceratops. Completely reduce Volcanic Salvo just to 2 red, and that would also be quite nice if they do play some creatures. Feels like it might be a Doomscar for 3 and 2 white for 5. Some sort of board wipe, though. At the very least, we got the backup. Hasty, Shifting Ceratops next turn. Sweeper. I'm still left with Wayward. That is good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Topiary Stomper. Get more of those lands. Sacrifice the clue, hopefully. Maybe it gets me another land here. Oh, yes, please. Good stuff. And we're up to 7, so we can start attacking, blocking with Topiary if he survives a turn. Shark Typhoon, that is not quite going to do it for you. Right, well, no, Shifting Ceratops. Bam. Topiary Stomper. Double bam. It was quite good. Likely, I should have not played the second Topiary, and I would have had mana to also swing with Shifting Ceratops, taking him down to 6? Yeah, 6 with Shifting there.
Just the trick for this.
But it could also be good. I mean, Volcanic Salvo next turn. Oh, Transmogrify, that is not good. That is not good. Oh, this is going downhill quick. Ooh, that was close. I was worried there, to say the least. I am still a little bit worried. They could have something like Settle the Wreckage if I did swing in with everything, but I'm going to see what Volcanic Salvo draws out, if anything. Ooh, that is good.
I must train harder.
Well, they have something. It seems like they must have something, otherwise they'd probably just quit. Interesting. So I should have attacked with Shifting.
Feel the energy of battle. Then guide.
I guess Settle the Wreckage is probably a little less common than
I am almost sad
the Wandering Emperor. If I get another land next turn, I mean, that's Zakama right there. Followed by Volcanic Salvo to kill a couple things, potentially. No, I am still worried about Transmogrify, though. I think that could be happening.
Back to wandering. We must protect.
Hopefully it's nothing too big. That's okay. We can make that work. We got Volcanic Salvo. And Zakama. Ooh. Well, it's not Zakama, but we'll get it down. Still be able to play this. Oh, that's good. Let's see. Topiary, token, bam. Hopefully they don't counter it. Good old 2-for-1. And then, of course, the fantastic backup. If we finally draw that 9th land next turn, would be lovely to see Zakama at least once early on tonight. I think shifting Ceratops should provide a pretty good headache for him, though. I gotta do something pretty big. At the very least, they have to get rid of shifting Ceratops, because that's just gonna fly right past Agent of Treachery. Oh. They're gonna exile Agent. Steal Ripjaw. Okay, that was their plan. That's alright, you know, as long as I can get rid of Ripjaw. Oh, do we get it? Get it? Get it? No counter? Oh, I wish I could hear the sound effects on that. My goodness. Dead. Dead. Man, this is good. Hopefully they don't draw removal for a shifting Ceratops there. Oh, yes. Whew. That certainly could have been scary. Yorion, Agent of Treachery, very nasty. Again, seeing this card that was previously banned in Historic, now we're seeing it in Explorer, and certainly Yorion abusing the enter the battlefield effect of Agent of Treachery. Gain control of target permanent. Land, creature, anything. That's fantastic. So anytime you can just bounce that guy, it's going to go downhill real quick. If you don't have something like shifting Ceratops, or if you don't kill, if you don't kill Agent of Treachery fast enough. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I like this. Certainly those two cultivate. Blue Bear. Yes, indeed. Righty. Let's continue that trend. I am thinking with this deck, it may be easier to turn on Topiary Stomper versus Wayward Swordtooth. Not a whole lot easier to turn Topiary Stomper on, but I think probably at least a little easier getting 7 lands versus 10 permanents with Wayward Swordtooth. Okay, that's a little bit better. Was a little slow. That first hand there didn't have any 2-drop, 3-drop, so I think this one should do the trick. I'll send Zakama to the bottom. Yeah, send her to the bottom. Definitely nice, as always, seeing something like Sheltered Thicket or Jetmere Gardens. Yeah, that's the name of the DINOLAND. Something that comes into play tapped. Oh, it's more Yorion. Oh, they might counter something, but we got the top deck of all top decks against a deck like this. Good stuff. Maybe that for... Oh, we're seeing the first Zetalpa. I was going to say Zakama. They're both Zed. But I like this. I'm thinking that might have been saw it coming, so they foretold it. It now would cost 1 and a blue, counter target spell. Could also be Doom Foretold, potentially. So Red Cap melee not doing a whole lot in this matchup. It could be nice to take out. Well, they don't have a sweeper. It certainly seems like. Let's try for the good old Topiary. I think he gets countered with the... Maybe it's not saw it coming. Or perhaps if it is, they're saving it for something even nastier, which things are getting out of control at the moment. We could be seeing Zetalpa next turn if I draw land, so that's quite nice. Play it kind of safe, just with the shifting Ceratops. Hope that they don't have Settle the Wreckage. Ooh, okay. Still lethal either way if I swung with shifting and Huntmaster or just shifting Ceratops. But they're running out of time. Man, if we saw Zetalpa as well. I could even see myself adding 2 copies, 3 copies potentially. Just because that's so devastating. Such a menace. Could be a sweeper here and our dreams go down the drain. Still no sweeper. Well, let's try for the shifting. I think that might lock it up. I'll try for both. Okay, Wandering Emperor. I'm okay with that.
Finally, I'm home. You're done. Years of training for this.
I think it was pretty good to get rid of the Wandering Emperor there. Of course, this could be a sweeper, and being down 1 land, that might hurt us. There is the Doom Scar. That's interesting. They didn't cast that earlier. I would have expected that to come down earlier. Ooh, this is rough. Down to 1. Still might get to Zetalpa. Next turn, we could be seeing her. Oh, here goes nothing. Hopefully they don't have a whole lot untapped. They might go... Ooh, they're saving. They're holding man up for something. So I don't feel super confident if I was able to go Zetalpa anyways, but it's not the case quite yet. feel like they want to go something. They're weighing their options, Yorion or Memory Deluge. Oh. Well, it's now or never. Try it. Cross the fingers. Ah, nuts. That might do it for us. Carnage Tyrant. That would actually be pretty fantastic. That's something I should consider, I think. Definitely. Yeah, what am I thinking? It would be very easy to cast Carnage Tyrant with a list like this. Certainly would provide a very good headache against control-based matchups. Yeah, that's something I'm going to be working on. Man, there's so much good stuff. I forget some key players that help out, give a little bit of an edge against some of the fairly unfavored matchups. Hoping for that top deck Shifting Ceratops. Or another Sheltered Thicket, something that could cycle and, well, hopefully help. That is not Shifting Ceratops. 4 to 8. Well, I have it tapped, but that might be it. Especially if they can get another Shark token. Some spell. Nuts. Alrighty. We know what it's all about. And we don't need Ret Cap melee, that is for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking Carnage Tyrant in the sideboard. Perhaps could have leaned a little bit too hard into the Grease Fang Winnow to match up with lots of interaction. Potentially too much, but yeah. Oh, 100% if it did damage right to the face. Yes, please. Rampaging. Actually, no rampaging. Just because they could have... No, they don't have damage-based sweepers. What am I thinking? I thought this was Jeskai, the previous matchup. They don't have damage-based sweepers, so rampaging it is. Now, unfortunately, rampaging for Asadon is going to turn off the potential for life gain with Zakama, paying 2 and a white, gain 3 life. Sometimes that can be quite nice to stabilize. Might be the right play. But this could be very nice. Certainly tons of lands. There's very good chance to at least get a third, a fourth. Be able to play Topiary Stomper after Otepec Huntmaster here on turn 2. Or Marauding Raptor plus Topiary, turn 3. We got various options. If Huntmaster has survived, though, I may opt again for the hasty Shifting Ceratops if I'm able to do so. Ooh. Oh, so it is Jeskai. But at least I got that all-important third land. Survive. You can do it. Oh, you did. Good stuff. Good buddy. Let's make things happen here. Hopefully that's not countered. All right. You can't counter Shifting Ceratops. That's what they were hoping to do. They could certainly kill it with various damage-based stuff. Ooh, okay. We've gained some important information, I think. They don't have too much, if anything, at instant speed. Likely, they don't have anything at instant speed that could deal 3 damage, 2 damage, destroy target creature, that sort of thing. Would be good if Topiary can land in. Maybe even the second Marauding Raptor will be well on our way to seeing Ghalta. more green. At this point, having 2 secluded courtyards and Jetmere Garden, we're spoiled mana-wise. It's about as consistent as you could hope for, but I still favor green quite a bit. So that's why I still grab forest, but it's very, very consistent at the moment. Okay. So either they held off a turn on that Fateful Absence, or they may have just drawn it that previous turn there. That's not a sweeper. Ooh. That was close. We almost played Zakama for 6. That is nuts. Shifting Ceratops, though, is also good. Bam! Nice. Righty. Pretty much keep it as is. Seeing them have Jeskai, having the red there, probably have Anger of the Gods. Some amount. But I'll feel safe leaving Ripjaw Raptor out. Keep things as is. Certainly continue to lean on Shifting Ceratops there. Perhaps down the line dropping a copy or 2 of Zakama. Start to make space for Carnage Tyrant, which of course is going to come down much easier and provide a much bigger headache for decks like this. So yeah, I think working on freeing up some space somewhere. There's definitely room for improvement. There is always room for improvement, like we know. Ooh, that is not going to do it. That will do it. Ooh, yes, please. Zatalpa. Yep. Gotta send you to the bottom, buddy. Pretty good chance we get to the 3rd land. Okay, that's the 3rd land. Not exactly the 3rd land I would hope to see, but we'll try for Huntmaster. Does he die? He does get countered. That's okay. It's bound to happen. They got fantastic counter spells like that. Killing creatures. That is a common theme. They're all about the counter spells this game, but at the very least we still got, you know, some plays. Okay, they're nicely tapped out. I could safely go Topiary Stomper. I do like Cultivate though. We'll need at least 1 Plains down the line for Zakama. So I want to lock that in. Could potentially play both Topiaries next turn if I draw that 6th land, and that would get us almost up to Zakama. Ooh, okay. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell for either. Good stuff. Also good stuff. Man, that was pretty sweet. 3 for a 4/4 Vigilance. Search for a basic land, put it into play. That is good. That is good. Man, I love Topiary Stomper. Ooh, if they're somewhat tapped out. Oh. And they have 2 untapped. Oh, they gotta bounce it. Ooh wee. Well, we don't get her, but we get a sack clue. Woohoo. And draw nothing, because I forgot. So I will shed a tear in pain and suffering. I always forget that. Narset, you can only draw 1 card a turn. That's rough. I think we all forget passives from Planeswalkers like that. Previously, Planeswalkers didn't have a whole lot of passives, so it was difficult at times. I'm going to try for Teferi. That's probably going to draw out the Wandering Emperor there, which hopefully means I can safely go Zakama.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Oh, you nuts. Cheese and whiskers. Nuts, nuts, nuts. That would have been fantastic. Would have been able to cast Volcanic Salvo, take out multiple Planeswalkers, kill a bunch of stuff.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Ready. Another copy. Well, it's not Zakama, but yeah. We're thinning the deck, technically, so hopefully increasing the chance we do see another copy at least next turn. But also could go Volcanic Salvo. We need 8 at the moment, definitely. We got 8. We got 10. Wow.
We need to move quickly.
May your blade strike true.
Ready. Teferi. Wandering Emperor. Oh, okay, I was worried. They don't. So they don't have a counter spell. This feels good. Absolutely. They might have something for Topiary though. Looks like they do. Yeah, okay.
Not prepared for this.
Really need that Zakama next turn.
Move in unison, like wind and wave.
Ooh. Not quite. We're not dead just yet. I will be able to hopefully block that Samurai token. Still not quite dead. They have 12 damage flying.
Meditate.
We might be able to just get by. No. No. We will not. 100%. That's unfortunate. Teferi, he would have bounced the Topiary Stomper, and then they had the final 2 damage that they needed with that 2/2 Samurai token there. Actually, I think it's time for Carnage Tyrant. I know I don't often change up a list on the fly, but, you know, playing it, again, I mentioned last night, you come to realizations every now and then of something that would be good. And Control seems to be pretty popular. At least Azori's Control, white and blue. So let's add in the good old Carney T. Carnage, yes, that's how you spell it. Yeah, I'm going to cut Zatalpa. Still want to keep all the lands that I have. Actually, I'll cut 1 plains. Quite consistent, being able to cast Zakama. I don't need, at minimum, 1 Source of White until, what, probably turn 5? Turn 6 at the earliest, so by turn 5 or 6, I definitely would expect to have at least a secluded courtyard or a Jetmir's garden. No, unfortunately, Blue Bear. So how hexproof works, if something affects the board like a sweeper, it doesn't actually target a creature. So in that case, it gets around hexproof, but if something had to target it, it wouldn't be able to do so through hexproof. So if everything has it, and the opponent goes Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, that sort of thing, Carnage Tyrant is not safe. The only thing that can help it survive in that scenario would be Indestructible from something like Heroic Intervention or the fantastic Tamio's Safekeeping. Always doing good work there. Well, 1 red cap. Yeah, that looks good. Potentially Volcanic Salvo, but yeah, I'll leave that for now. The counter spell on Carnage Tyrant. No, it still stays there. That is the funny thing. You can use a counter spell on something that can't be countered. It just doesn't do anything. So that kind of catches people by surprise. They can see they're able to cast it to what they think will do something to that spell, but it just fizzles, and then they shed some tears and probably rage quit. Probably only make that mistake once, but yeah, it still sticks around. All right, here's hoping. Good old Carney. I could see myself even adding the full playset, going up to 4. Super easy to see it pretty much all the time. Getting to 6 lands, maybe 5 lands. And we got some cost reduction from Huntmaster, Marauding Raptor, that sort of thing. Ooh, okay. Instant keep. Yes, indeed. Lots of ramp, lots of options for turn 3 after the turn 2 marauding here. Yeah, no worries. There's probably a pretty good chance I can help you, or at least direct any of you guys to somebody who can answer, or I can look up the answer. I love hunting for various tidbits of information, finding the answers to my own questions, but also looking them up for you guys. Finding items that are hard to find. I'm pretty skilled at eBay hunting, so if there's something random that you miss from your childhood, you just want to replace, something got broken, it's been discontinued, I bet you I can find it on eBay or somewhere else. Oh, it's more okay. I guess this was meant to be. It certainly looks like the 3rd Azorius control matchup of the night in a row. That's crazy. I mean, I knew it was popular. Azorius control, Greasefang, vehicles, cheating out big vehicles from the graveyard, Naya Winota, but 3. Oh, Esper. So white, blue, and black. This still could be Greasefang, unfortunately. I'm just going to go Cultivate. I think there's still a pretty good chance that Huntmaster would probably die anyways. Might as well take the turn off, get some nice stable ramp that they can't really do anything to. Sometimes you just gotta do some diligence. See if the seller is somewhat reputable, that sort of thing, and you can usually buy with pretty good confidence. I don't think I'd ever buy too much that was really expensive. I'm more talking like $60, $100 sort of things. Nothing too crazy, but oh, it is Greasefang. Okay. Nuts, I should have saved a Sorcerer Red to kill it. Oh. Hey, that's alright. My suspicions were confirmed and I should have known better. probably going to be it for us. This game, at least. Ooh. Oh no, Volcanic Salvo. Actually, ooh, I like that. I like that indeed. Huh. Take out both, hopefully. Maybe. That could be pretty decent. Gonna save Shifting Ceratops. Don't want to trade with that angel. If I don't have to, of course, I could draw another copy of Volcanic Salvo. And I do want a higher increased power to help kill stuff. Likely taking out this angel with red cap melee, but certainly want to keep at least one source red if they do get that second copy of Greasefang there, or they could just return Greasefang from the graveyard itself. Now that you say it, Blue Bear, I think that certainly could be. Could see that being better. Protecting, you know, some of these early things. Huntmaster, Shifting Ceratops. Helping to get to later on. Yeah. Yeah, that's something I'm going to consider. Now the question is, do they have another Greasefang? If they do, it doesn't really matter anyway, so I'm just going to swing. And yeah, like you say, saving something on board. Since Tamiyo's safekeeping provides that all-important indestructible, saving something from a board wipe, 100%. I think that could potentially make more sense than red cap melee. Although I still want some sort of interaction. Game 1 at least to give a bit of a chance against decks that can go off with a specific creature, whether it's Greasefang or Winota, Joiner of Forces. Something versatile game 1, but Tamiyo's safekeeping, that's on the agenda. It's on the board for sure. Ooh. Now the Reckoner Bankbuster, can they make that creature? Possibly. We're going to play it safe. I'm just going to attack with the Huntmaster. Don't want to leave myself too open. Definitely it's hard to choose in red cap melee, of course. You don't have to sacrifice a land when you do target Winota, Joiner of Forces, since she is red and white, so it's a very fantastic removal for that. Definitely. And it's somewhat versatile, even though you do have to sacrifice a land. Ooh, okay. If everything survives, sticks around, it's the Kama next turn. Ooh, cross the fingers here. Cross the fingers there's no Greasefang. If it's Greasefang, we die. If it's not Greasefang, we may get him. Oh, okay, well. We're dead. That's alright. Certainly would have been nice, a Kama previous layer. Red cap. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch red cap for the 3 copies of Reckless Rage. Don't have to sacrifice a land, always lovely, and still able to take out Greasefang at instant speed. Keep it as is. hopefully, at the very least, having a Marauding Raptor out with 1 source of red. So I can ping Marauding Raptor for 2. It survives. Get rid of Greasefang. Hopefully by enough time with that interaction. But at least we kind of stabilized a little bit. Volcanic Salvo there was, that was pretty fantastic. And we got so close to Sakama. They're definitely, I think they're scratching their head. That could have got away from them pretty quick. Oh my goodness, excuse me. A little coffee. No. Potentially, if that was 3 lands, Topiary, getting to a 4th one for the shifting Ceratops is there, but not quite. That is infinitely worse. That does not happen all the time. Very unexpected with a deck that has 26 lands at the moment, but variance, it happens. Okay, that's the one. Yeah. Ooh, okay, this is looking up. See if they go Thoughtseize. They got a source of black, so I would expect. Oh, that's also good. I still like Cultivate. Next turn, Marauding Raptor, plus Topiary, plus a land. Ooh, they're missing their land drops. This is also very good, but we got another Cultivate, so certainly I want to be doing that. Man, that is a lot of lands. Next turn we'll turn on Topiary, we'll be at 7. That's okay. You know what, I might just cycle Jet Mirrors just because I have so many lands at the moment. 4. I got 8. Yeah. See if it gets a Sakama. Shifting, that's also good. But I will have enough to play Sakama if I do draw it next turn or a turn sooner. Still in shifting. That's okay. This Fateful Absence and this Clue, that could lead to, well, it will eventually lead to an, oh, we got the Carnage. Good stuff. Good stuff. You can't kill that with targeted removal, indeed. So hopefully they don't have a board wipe. If they do get to 4 mana here. Reckless Rage, pretty nice. Well, that's actually very nice if they do get to Greasefang. We're protected. That's going to be good. Alrighty. Swinging time. Okay, they might get that Parhelion again. That's quite alright. Do they have one? No, they don't quite yet. they don't have a sweeper, we got them. That's not going to do it. Okay. Good stuff. But it's Greasefang. We got lucky there. They stumbled a little bit in the land department. Certainly that's a pretty low chance with 26 lands. Topiary Stomper, Cultivate, Wayward Swordtooth. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to drop Volcanic Salvo. I want to bring in... No, I'll keep one Volcanic Salvo. I want to bring back the Red Cap Melees, plus the Reckless Rages there, just because Greasefang now is on the play. I want to be able to, hopefully, at least have some chance of doing something if they do go off, but that is looking like very good. Even though it's no Red Cap Melee or Reckless Rage, I like the looks of that. Oh, okay, this is good. This is very good. As long as they don't get a Parhelion 2 into the graveyard this turn, that might be very good. They're killing Hunt. They're not. Well. Ooh, they're not killing it. Oh, and I kind of like Topiary. Although I feel there could be Greasefang, actually. You know what? I'm going to play it safe. On the off chance they got Greasefang. I think they're deciding if they want to kill Huntmaster or discard some stuff to get that Parhelion 2 into the graveyard. Nothing. Well, gonna try for the Topiary. That's too bad. I was really hoping for that third land. Would have been able to safely go Marauding Raptor for 1 red, Wayward Swordtooth for a single. So they were saving a counter spell. Okay, we got rid of that at least. So that's what they were holding up stuff for, probably. Ooh. Let's try for another Topiary. And hope they don't have another counter spell. Okay, good. Phew, but I want to lock in at least 2 sources of red here, just for playing Marauding Raptor for 1, and also having 1 left over for Reckless Rage or Red Cap Melee there, but since it is Greasefang, I'll probably be using Reckless Rage, I would imagine. If they haven't got the Parhelion 2 in the graveyard right now. Wandering Emperor. See that exiling. Oh, just a creature. That's okay.
Keep watch for intruders.
I guess it's kind of like maybe more Esper control with Greasefang cheating out big vehicle from the graveyard as a kind of a side plan. I have seen this sort of variation of Esper before. It's not so much focused on Greasefang, but it's a fantastic thing to do if they can get it to go off, for sure. That token should attack. Ooh, still no more lands, but try for the good old Marauding for 1. Wayward for 1. Be left with a single red if I have to use red cap or reckless rage. Man, this is not a lot of lands. Yeah, I'm going to keep it like that. I was thinking of attacking with Marauding Raptor there just to get down some of their tokens, but no, I want to save Marauding Raptor due to the cost reduction, and yeah. Hope we could be seeing Greasefang this turn. Going to put a stop on their first main phase here just in case they do get Parhelion and Greasefang, but it doesn't look like they'll at least have it this turn. Could just go Volcanic Salvo next turn for 2, which would be quite lovely. Take out the Wandering Emperor, a token, something else big, but it looks like they'll just have a lot of little stuff at the moment.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Oh, more lands. That's what I want, definitely. I'll take the ping. That's alright, 16. That's still pretty healthy, definitely. I do get to go another Topiary Stomper, and I do want more lands, indeed. Yeah, might as well use up the 1 green for Wayward. Again, still having the single untapped Sorcerer Red for Reckless Rage. And I did turn on this Wayward, so that's quite nice. I'm just gonna slam them with a bunch of bodies. Of course, I could have held back Wayward Swordtooth. They will have to double block to take out the one that is at 3 toughness. But that's a lot of damage. Probably don't want to take 10 from both Waywards there. Oh, interesting. So they're leaving both of them up at the moment. That's pretty good. I expected the one Wayward to die. Alright, get that Parhelion in the graveyard. Let's kill some greasy rats. Oh, there's Parhelion. There's the Greasefang. Put the stop. Bam. Can I play it? Yes. We got him. I think we got him.
Let your blade do the talking.
That was good. Still don't have a whole lot of lands to play Zakama, but phew. That worked out. They're probably very sad and upset at that turn of events. How the turntables, as they say. Well, another red cap, not the greatest thing in the world that I'd like to see. I still can cast Volcanic Salvo for 2 red, which is absolutely devastating. Lovely. I won't do that though. I'll just give Shifting Haste, a Attack with shifting, both Wayward Swordtooths. Definitely want to keep the red cap melees. Oh, what are we gonna do? Red cap melee for the win. Bam. Kill it. I don't care if I sacrifice the land at this point. That was good. I mean, I do kind of care. Down to 4 again. We're getting kind of far away from turning on Topiary Stomper there, but it had to happen. 100%. Yeah. Oh, okay, we got a replacement. Good stuff. Oh, if they don't get a sweeper, we might do it here. Seems like they don't have a counter spell. Certainly they would have used it to protect the Greasefang. They may have drawn a counter spell to help protect maybe a 3rd Greasefang this turn. Oh boy, here we go. Good, 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 good. Well, that looks like it did it. They only have 1 left. Bam! Oh! Blue bear, red cap proved itself. Reckless Rage proved itself. If I did not have those cards, I would have lost. 100%. Dylan. Yes, hello. Thanks for joining me. Okay. I proved my theory, and I have seen other much higher level players at the moment using red cap melee. Again, fantastic for Winnow to join our forces, but something at instant speed. For at least 1 or 2, hopefully it's instant speed. 1, Greasefang, kill it, kill it, kill it. You could interact with the graveyard, exile it of course, and you wouldn't have to worry about Parhelion 2, wherever it is there. You wouldn't have to worry about Parhelion 2 coming back if they don't have a graveyard to bring anything back with. But I think the instant speed interaction for 1, it's good. It's not like there's a permanent on the battlefield, something like Soul Guide Lantern, that sort of thing. They can play around that because they have the information, they see it. They might portable hole to exile that Soul Guide Lantern. They may play conservatively, knowing you have it. But something like Red Cap Melee, it's an instant, it's in my hand. They don't have that information, and they may feel they're safe. Of course, I could be bluffing, having 1 mana up. They might not expect a 2nd, a 3rd Red Cap Melee to kill their Greasefang. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Something for 4 damage, so that you're also taking out Winota, join our forces. Yeah, even though I don't need the extra land, of course, it's kind of clunky, kind of rough there, not getting to turn on Topiary Stomper, going farther and farther away from 7 lands, being able to attack and block with it. But I think there's potentially something else that is maybe as good as Red Cap Melee, but probably better, potentially better. No, what am I? That wasn't Fry. Yes. There we go. This would actually help with Winota, join our forces, and Greasefang, because both those creatures are white colored. Winota's red and white, Greasefang is black and white. But Fry, it's instant speed, costs 2, so you can still play it on turn 2 if they're on the play. Goes to them and they go turn 3 and they go off that turn. You still could have the potential to do this. 1 in red, this spell can't be countered, which is fantastic. Esper, Greasefang, you do have to worry about that. We saw some counter spells from them a couple times there. You wouldn't have to worry about that in Naya Winota, but still, instant speed. 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That's white or blue. So you could be taking out Teferi, of course, the Wandering Emperor. Lots of stuff. So I have seen a couple people use a few copies of Fry in the sideboard, but I think the fact that it's fantastic against Winota, Greasefang, multiple planeswalkers, Brutal Cathar. You could also use it for Brutal Cathar, which features pretty heavily in, I think, most Winota decks. Cheating that out, exiling something. You just target this guy, kill it, get your creature back. I think Fry, probably, I'm going to add in a couple copies, maybe replacing it with Red Cap Melee. Starting off with Fry in the sideboard, of course, because if it's a deck that doesn't have any white or blue creatures or planeswalkers, would feel pretty bad with that card being a dead in my hand, not being able to use it at all, where Red Cap Melee, even though I do have to sacrifice a land, if I target a non-red permanent, it's still quite useful. 1 red, 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker. It's good stuff. But I think Fry also has to be a consideration at the moment. I keep wishing there's more coffee, and there is not. It's empty. It was empty before, and it's empty now. I don't know. You guys tell me. Could this be good or not? There's lots of lands, so on the draw, maybe a chance I get... I'm joking. That is not... I'm keeping that. Yes, indeed. I'll send 1 Wayward to the bottom just because I'm not starting with too many lands. Yeah. Good chance, that I don't get a whole lot of benefit from keeping both Waywards. More blue. Oh, there's the 3rd land. Good stuff. Maybe it's more Azorius. We're exploring the Explorer format and facing control, and they just knew we were on dinos and they couldn't handle it. I mean, it's really hard to judge seeing just a Castle Vantress and an Opt. Perhaps they started with 1 land hand and hoping Opt would get to the 2nd land, and it didn't. So random. But it certainly seems like something control-based. 100% seeing the blue. Shifting Ceratops is staying in. I think I'll cut the Volcanic Salvo just because seeing the blue there, I feel there may be not a lot of creatures. It might just be small, tiny things, so... Actually, no, I'll keep it in for the Planeswalkers. Again, Volcanic Salvo or Red Cap Melee, both helping to take that stuff out. They could have some nasty Planeswalkers, so... Let's see. Maybe they just instant concede here again. Ooh, okay. That is also very good. Instant keep. Ooh, it's Izzet. Or Jeskai. Hopefully they're tapped out. I don't know. Yellow's got a Ripjaw. Yeah, definitely hitting the Planeswalkers. But If I had known it was something like Izzet, I think definitely I would have brought in Ripjaw, but I was kind of guessing maybe another Azorius control. Now the question is, there's a very good chance that Otepec Huntmaster dies here with the mana that they have up very easily. They have lots of stuff that deals 2 damage. But I want to get something down, so I'll play something a little bit safer, a little bit more toughness that hopefully they can't kill. Betting on the fact they had something at instant speed that deals... Okay, I think they definitely had something at instant speed that deals 2 damage. Yeah. More lands is always good. I should be able to safely go Shifting Ceratops, but I'm... if those were all potentially sources of green, I'd go Shifting Ceratops this turn for sure. Because then next turn, once I play a 4 source of green, I could go double Topiary Stomper. But at the moment, that's not the case. Either way, Topiary or Shifting Ceratops, temporarily they're going to be at 2 toughness. So I could see the opponent pinging the Topiary in this instance. If they do have something that deals 2 damage. Okay, so it seems like they may not. That is good. They have something that deals 3 damage. So they probably just drew that Dragon's Fire. Otherwise they would have cast it turns earlier, I imagine. Definitely pay the 2 life, get the Huntmaster. Hopefully it's not countered. Yeah, Shifting Ceratops. Use up all available mana for the turn. Is it Epiphany? Oh yes, yes, I do know Alrund's Epiphany. I've seen that painful card before. It is nasty, 100%. More lands though. I love it. Oh, it's very debilitating seeing the opponent get lots of extra turns with Alrund's, getting those bird tokens, and seeing yourself get killed by these flying pigeons. I think they're ravens or crows, but I'll call them pigeons because it feels better. Seeing your life total get whittled away, a little peck after peck. Kind of rough. But I do want to kill Goldspan. 100%. Let's try it. Hope they don't counter it. That's okay. Nah, I'll decline. Get the good old shifting. I was thinking of... Well, I could have gone Topiary to get to 7, but I like the slightly increased power of Shifting Ceratops. I'll have to do something fairly drastic. Could see Storm's Wrath, dealing 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Shark Typhoon. That will not save them. If they do get some tokens. They can't attack with Goldspan or else they die. Alrighty. There's the 7th land. There's the 2nd Topiary. Bam. So that might be Izzet Epiphany, because Alrund's Epiphany isn't banned currently in Pioneer, which same as Explorer. Eventually it's going to be Pioneer, but yeah. Alrund's Epiphany, that is potentially problematic. Pretty easy for them to play with the acceleration potential of Goldspan Dragon there. Whenever they sacrifice a treasure, they add 2 mana of any color, where a normal treasure token is just 1. So they get a bunch of treasures easily. They're able to ramp out temporarily and play that Alren's Epiphany and just go off from there, taking extra turn after extra turn. I'll just pull it up for a second. Nope, that's not how you spell it. Is that? Maybe I don't even have a single copy. Oh, I don't. All right. Yes. Oh, Queen Splitter. Yeah, I'll go over some of the decks if any of you guys like it. Queen Splitter, where did I? That was the Thumbs Up. I think I did a stream called Thumbs Up a couple weeks ago, and I might have done Queen Splitter. Maybe this was one night you were off, I think, Blue Bear. But yeah, basically, Queen Splitter, it's got Bone Splitter, so the splitter part of the name, increasing the total power. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, equip for 1, cast it for 1, very, very cheap. Again, it's kind of nice having something to do turn 1 with Bone Splitter there. Very easy to cast being an artifact, but the main idea just increasing overall total power, hopefully helping to get an earlier Ghalta or an easier Ghalta. That might be the deck. Oh, hey, if you haven't seen it, let's go right now. Bam, I'll do it. I got it. Just for you. And anybody else, but this can be also pretty fun variation. Where was it? I just had it. Queen Splitter. Is it not Explorer legal? Oh. We can't play Queen Splitter in Explorer because Bone Splitter is not legal in Explorer since it is only from Modern, Marauding, back in 2004, I believe. But I'll jump into Historic just for you. But yeah, that's probably why I'm not seeing it in my choosing it for Explorer here. I'm pretty sure it's because Bone Splitter isn't legal in Pioneer. Alright, Historic ranked, best of 3, Queen Splitter. Let's go. Let's split some life totals down to 0 or negative. And also with this increased power, increased leaning towards just increasing power, I think Zilortha, Strength Incarnate, caring about the power of creatures, lethal damage is calculated based on creatures' power rather than their toughness. That could also work. So something like Marauding Raptor has a Bone Splitter on it. Technically, it's considered a 4/4 instead of a 4/3. It could be 6/6, 8/8. You get the idea. Things can get out of control there. Yeah, that's why you have the 3 amigos. Definitely nice when they go the classic, fantastic turn 1 Thoughtseize. Pretty safe bet that I'm going to have something for turn 2. They did choose to discard the right thing there. Because it goes Huntmaster, Marauding, and hopefully Drover. Oh, we got... Oh, this could be getting pretty close. As long as Marauding survives, we might make some good stuff happen right here. Cross the finger. Oh, that's okay. That is to be expected. Thoughtseize, lots of fantastic removal, definitely. Take the turn off, go Sheltered Thicket. Still able to go Drover. But next turn, I don't think I'll be able to go Ghalta. Wayward for 3. Takes Drover to 3. Certainly it's got to be Grey Crown. I want to keep the dream of the Queen alive. attack. And next turn, let's see her. Can't escape Proxa quite yet. 4. Yeah, they only got 4. Oh, another copy. Deathgorge Scavenger. Certainly that is coming in for game 2. Dumping everything in my hand so I just have nothing to discard when they play Waste Not. Alright, Ghalta, bam, attack, maximum aggression. Certainly take out the Murderous Rider here. And hope they can't kill the Queen. Oh, that's alright. I wasn't going to use it anyways. What are you thinking? They got something that... Ah. The classic fantastic Colgan's command to make us discard the card we drew. Well, that's a little sad and unfortunate, but Ghalta is, that's a menacing threat, to say the least. They have to kill her this turn, I think. Oh, okay. I like another copy. 2 queens. That is good. Yeah, I was thinking of playing the second one. Didn't need to. Alright. Queen Splitter. Starting off pretty strong, but it is Rakdos graveyard stuff. Deathgorge, got to be in there. Shifting Ceratops, not doing a whole lot. Yeah, it certainly worked out. Having the 3 amigos, definitely, maybe I would consider adding all 3 of them in the previous list. The Nihilist, of course, Drover of the Mighty. It is nice to help get sources of white if that really is needed. Again, I really only need white quite a bit later for Zakama. But I do like the 3 amigos. 100%. Makes things tick. Makes the early game go smooth through some of that removal there. Don't really need Anger of the Gods. I didn't see Dreadhorde Arcanist. Whenever it attacks, they get to cast a spell, instant or sorcery from their graveyard equal to or less than Dreadhorde Arcanist power. I expect it could be in here, but I didn't see it, so I'll leave Anger of the Gods out for now. Actually, Rampaging Ferocidon. They got those zombie tokens, so Rampaging could chip away quite nicely. Unfortunately, it's going to turn off the potential life gain for Deathgorge Scavenger, but if I have Marauding Raptor out, I have to name a non-creature anyways, so I wouldn't be gaining life in a lot of cases. Only when I'm trying to exile Kroxa, Titan of whatchamacallit. I forget his full name, but I would like to see a 3 amigo. Certainly having 12 2-drops, you really hope to see that. But the fact there is Deathgorge, I can safely go at turn 3 and exile a creature because I don't have Marauding Raptor out. I may not have Marauding Raptor. So this also could be good. This also could be not good. Nuts. Cheese and whiskers. Okay, that is that's a good thing to draw. Hopefully not a double thought seize. Well, that also hurts. But we got the namesake, we got the bone splitter. There's nothing to attach it to, but we got it down. We're making use of some mana. Could slap it on Marauding, Drover the Mighty next turn. Hopefully seeing a Deathgorge as well. Regisaur Alpha. Hopefully eventually getting to that guy. And it has felt quite weird going back to that Naya ramp list that I was using, not having Regisaur Alpha in. That was rough. Very, very different. Regisaur Alpha has been in for the past four years, I guess. Maybe over 4 years. Every single list. Regisaur Alpha. It's just, that's what you do. Okay, Huntmaster. I do have Tamiyo's. So they're going to need at least 2 things of removal for it. I was thinking of slapping the Bone Splitter on them. But, alright, well, I'll just use it. I expected they had removal at instant speed. We got a body. We got a body. That they can't fail to push without sacrificing or having a permanent leave the battlefield. That may not be good. Yeah, they stole the Stomping Ground. That's quite helpful for them. That's pretty decent. A 5/3 menace. I like it. Fatal Push killed the Huntmaster because while Tamiyo's safekeeping was on the stack, they had a Fatal Push in hand. They can cast it for instant speed, so they're responding to the Tamiyo's safekeeping. Fatal Push on top, so it resolves first before Tamiyo's. Creature is dead. Tamiyo's is wasted, unfortunately, in that scenario. That's a little painful as well. But they're getting low. But yeah, they just basically responded to Tamiyo's before it resolved with that Fatal Push there. Well, taking them down to 4. It's getting kind of close. Hey, it's a body. We can now trade with Murderous Rider. That is good. I think Murderous Rider definitely wants to trade with Drover. Gain 2 life, go to 6. If I only have Drover and Marauding, they would go to 1. Oh, there we go. Well, they don't have blue, so we don't have to worry about a counter spell. Does this do it? I think there's a pretty good chance it does it. That I'm okay trading with Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and they still die. Bam! Blue Bear, just for you. Rakdos in 2. Woohoo. Exciting stuff. It was nice to see Bone Splitter there, at least a little bit. You know, pretty decent. Slapping it on Rampaging Frostodon, making it a 5/3. That's really going to put a very good clock. 100% in. Being an artifact, it does stick around if they likely kill the creature it's attached to. Maybe I just play a Regisaur Alpha the following turn. Say I have 6 mana, I've got 1 left over, and I use that 1 to slap it on the token that Regisaur Alpha makes, making the token a 5/3 trample. You get the idea. And being a common, if you're ever playing Historic, I think it's worth a try. That was sweet. Lots of stuff happening early on. You can see the big, massive difference between that list and the Naya ramping one. This one is aggressive, incredibly aggressive, where the Naya one we stumble a little bit. Takes quite a while to get going, but that's ramp for you. That's what it's kind of supposed to do. But two very, very different variations and spins on dinos. I'll do one more Explorer. How late is it actually? Yeah, one more Explorer match. Make it past 2 hours. Oh, have I done a 2-hour stream before? I don't know. Is this the longest ever stream so far? It may be. Of course, I understand if any of you guys have to leave. It is getting pretty late, but I love dinos. I love doing this for you guys, for myself, for anybody that enjoys. Win or lose, it's a good time. One and a half hours, yeah. I'd have to look back. I think I've done about 200, just over 200 live streams at the moment, which is, wow, that's awesome. But this is, I think I can make that work. I'm going to risk it because I am on the draw, hoping to get a second source of green so I can at least play Topiary Stomper or Shifting Ceratops on turn 3. I think there's a good chance, at least by turn 3, seeing a second source of green. Oh, it's lovely stuff. You see something that you don't always see, facing decks that we all are going to face at some point or another, likely. Ooh, but it's mono black. This could be problematic. At the very least, there is red cap melee to take out something. Mono black devotion, we're seeing Phyrexian Obliterator. Definitely. I'm not blocking, that's for sure. Source of green. That is not a source of green. Chipping away. 21. Gotta watch out for that Huntmaster. He's sneaky. Yeah. It's going downhill. If I don't draw land next turn, they could really go off quite nicely. Quite nastily, I guess you could say. Throw up the Warlock class for you guys. Anyone that hasn't seen it. You don't often see it, but I guess it kind of makes sense in a mono black devotion list. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died, each opponent loses 1 life, so whittling away, that can be good. And level 2, when it becomes level 2, they look at the top 3 cards, put 1 into their hand, the rest into the graveyard, fitting the theme of what the deck wants to do, searching, digging for something important. Oh, phew. I got the 3rd land. We're making something happen. That's got to be Topiary Stomper, 100%. Get to the 4th one. Hopefully get to the 5th one next turn. I still have 1 red left for red cap melee. And Otepec Huntmaster applying that lovely, lovely pressure. 1 damage. It's not nothing. And in the past, that little bit has caused me to die. Basically. That's not good. 31. Well, you know, Rampaging Ferocidon is coming in for game 2 here to, at the very least, stop Grey Merchant. It's going to stop the life gain from something like Gifted Etherborn. Yes, Rampaging Ferocidon. Yes, it's going to be a headache winning that way. Zakama would be nice, taking out these artifacts, enchantments, but I think we may not see her before they get that Peer into the Abyss, Underworld Dreams combo. Shifting Ceratops, I mean, they're at 33. It's not going to apply enough pressure, enough that I'd be happy with. If they're a little bit lower and had a good chance of really chipping away, I might consider shifting, but I want to possibly keep the hope and dream alive of maybe getting Zakama and winning that way. It's not too new, Blue Bear. It's been around for quite some time with the release of Theros Beyond Death, where Underworld Dreams came from. And I think that was a reprint, I'm pretty sure. Well, they got a bunch of nasty stuff. Probably getting rid of Carnage Tyrant, I would think. They're not really worried about Red Cap Melee, that's for sure. They don't have anything red. But some variation of this deck has been around for quite some time. Mono Black Devotion, Peer into the Abyss, Underworld Dreams, which I would pull up for you guys here. If we see it, certainly I'll read it off for you guys. But basically it kind of mills, deals damage, makes us draw a bunch of cards. So whenever we draw a card, Underworld Dreams deals damage to us. Basically it kills us effectively right there. But we also just die right here. What am I thinking? Topiary Stomper. We are not at 7. So we die. That's okay. We know what it's all about, Dylan. So hopefully we'll make something good happen. I could see Anger of the Gods being kind of useful. Well, certainly Red Cap Melee does not need to be in. Should not be in. Reckless Rage, definitely. Could be good taking out Grey Merchant. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Always lovely taking out a manland, making them down a land. Gifted Etherborn. Reckless Rage. That's going to be nice. Oh, yes, I forgot. Phyrexian Obliterator is from Return to New Phyrexia, or no, Return to Ravnica. I'm getting Ravnica and Phyrexia mixed up. I think it's New Phyrexia. I'm pretty sure that's what the set is, but yeah, it was before the cutoff point for Pioneer, so we don't have to worry about Obliterator. That is good. But we do have to worry about the nasty stuff they are doing. I do like Volcanic Salvo, taking out potentially key things. But I think Reckless Rage is going to be enough. I like the draw. Well, no, they do discard stuff. I'll stick with Ripjaw. Keep thinking my cup will magically refill itself. Oh, that... I think that's too risky. Definitely with the certainty, likelihood. Not just Thoughtseize to discard stuff, but there's Go Blank to discard 2 things. Lots of things. This could be... It's too risky. If they didn't have discard stuff, I might take a risk with Marauding Raptor, hoping for the 3rd land that would allow for shifting Ceratops. I like that. Get the pass? No. I did not get the pass. I might get the pass. I mean, it's kind of clunky at the moment. I'll go Jetmir's. Not a big difference, but if I don't need to go Sheltered Thicket and I just keep drawing lands, late game, cycling shell, well, I do need to go with it. But late game, cycling for 2 is, of course, better than cycling for 3 if it does come to that. Oh, okay. Haven't seen the Thoughtseize yet. This is good. Oh, well, it's more lands. And they're completely tapped out, so Huntmaster at least sticks around, hopefully, for a turn. He's dead. He's dead. 100. If he's not, oh, we're in a fantastic position next turn. yes, I do think those icons, definitely, they're good. I'll probably get the Mastery Pass eventually once I get to 3,400 gems. Yeah, 3,400 gems. I'll get there eventually. Cultivate. Play it safe. Yeah, I'm going to play it safe. Get the nice stable ramp that you get from basics. And then next turn, I'll have 6, be able to just slam Carnage Tyrant, or potentially Marauding plus Ripjaw. I will have 1 left over. Ooh, yeah, I like the looks of that. That would be lovely. Oh, yes, please. Hopefully. It's too bad. Would have been lovely drawing a card from the Marauding Ping. I have 1 red left over, so Reckless Rage also pinging. Drawing 2 cards overall. Make a token. You know you want it. You don't. But Carnage Tyrant is also good. Yes, Bluebear, I do believe they paid the meat hook for 1 just to get it down, start chipping away whenever a creature they control double Carnage, double win. We got 1 left over for Reckless. We're swinging, chipping away at Sorin. I do like that. Yeah. Yeah, they just paid the meat hook for 0, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. Sometimes that's pretty valid just to get it down. If you want to leave up mana for removal later turns, if you have something at instant speed, if you had to push, something like that. People do sometimes play meat hook for 0. I gotta get some more black creatures, black sources down to at least get Timerit to above 7 so that it could survive Carnage Tyrant. They don't know we have Reckless Rage. But certainly, playing the second one next turn, that's going to be a headache. Okay with that. Alrighty. I just want to take out Sorin. I would imagine Timerit would block whether I swung for the... Okay, maybe it doesn't. Maybe he wouldn't have blocked if I swung for the face, but I like stopping this guy. His +1, look at the top card, may reveal it, put it into your hand. They do lose life, but stopping them from gaining that card advantage, that can be nice. Very helpful. Okay, so what I was thinking would happen, they'd wait for Timerit to at least get above 7 toughness. Of course, Reckless Rage is going to help finish him off here when we ping it, bring him down to 6. Even if they go to 11, Reckless Rage would still bring Timerit down to 7. And hopefully they don't get Peer into the Abyss next turn. They have 6. I think they can get it. Oh, we got Zakama. We may not see her. Well, hopefully we see her, but swing away. Let's get her done. Hopefully. Oh, nuts. What are we going to do? Alright, no Peer into the Abyss. Cross the fingers. Okay, that's good. That's okay. Wait, what does that even do? At the beginning of your end step, lose life equal to the life they lost this. Okay, okay, that's not bad. Artist Rider should block Ripjaw. It would make more sense to do so. They would stop themselves. Okay. Doesn't matter. Whew. Good old Carnage Tyrant. We got it done before they had the Peer into the Abyss, other half of that combo. I like rampaging. Definitely, they're loving their meat hook. Whenever a creature we control dies, they gain 1 life. Rampaging could, again, certainly help to keep things down quite nicely. I think I got to cut Sakama though. Just not fast enough with all their removal, interruption, that sort of thing. It can be rough. Certainly getting to her. And I don't feel too bad. Mono Black. Sayonara. You said it. Definitely. But going to the fact that Sakama needs white in the past without Jetmir's Garden, I would have some Celestia dual lands, so green and white, or Boros, white and red, and it just felt very painful because if I take out the only thing that requires white, I still have those lands in that really make things awkward. But the fact that Jetmir's Garden is all 3 colors, technically it's just like another Sheltered Thicket. That feels very good. Very good due to that fact. Alright, Fringe Eater. Let's go. Take you down. Oh, that... I have to keep that. That could be very good. Oh, and they mulliganed. It's looking pretty positive. Perhaps they're mulliganing aggressively for a Thoughtseize to slow us down. Or the combo, both Peer into the Abyss and... Okay. Oh, and... Wow, this is basically the best start I could hope for. 100%. As long as Huntmaster survives, this is... Oh, Cultivate Fire. Please survive Huntmaster, though. You can do it. Good... Oh, yep. As long as they don't play a land here. They do. Nuts. Still okay, though. Marauding. Wayward. Stomping Ground tapped, or Stomping Ground could lead to shifting Ceratops. Yeah. Let's pay the 2 life, get the shifting. Get slightly a bit more damage with Marauding Raptor here. Okay. That was pretty telling. They had 1 up. They didn't kill Marauding Raptor, so they likely don't have something for 1 instant speed that kills something that costs 2 or less. So they probably don't have a fatal push at the very least. That's too bad. Still could potentially get to 10 permanents here. Oh, yes, I think we will. Bam, played it. So that land that Cultivate put into play doesn't count for the second land, the extra land that we're able to play with Wayward. Bam, get to 10. Good to go. Good to just kill whoever we need to kill. And do some nice damage. Man, that was lovely. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Mentioning that Cultivate is putting that first land into play. If we've already played one, we can play the third one with Wayward Swordtooth's ability. And it is good. And we are attacking. with everything. Maximum aggression. Something's probably trading with Huntmaster, but I think Gifted Aetherborn would want to trade with something a little bit bigger. Probably has to. It should, I think. Wayward Swordtooth makes sense. I was thinking of putting Trample on Shifting, but Timer it, his toughness wouldn't have dropped until after Gifted Aetherborn was killed. We're in range of Zakama, but unfortunately I took her out. 3... Yeah, you would have been able to play her if we drew her. Double Wishclaw, double possibly dead. If we draw Dino, any Dino. Well, that's not a Dino. Oh boy. Yes, Blue Bear, as long as you have available green, you can just keep spamming away. So you could give it haste, reach, and trample all in one turn. Lovely stuff. If it's fully reduced for 2 green by Huntmaster and Marauding Raptor, could also be good. They do have enough for Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so oh, there we go, the shifting, the win. Dead. That will do it. I'll just activate it like we were talking about. Haste. Reach. Not that I need it, but haste, reach, and trample all in one. Let's go. Oh, ooh, good stuff. That was working out. We saw a game of Queen Splitter there for you. Did good stuff. Finishing off the night against Mono Black combo, Peer into the Abyss, and Underworld Dreams to make you draw stuff, do lots of damage, likely kill you. Wow, that fantastic night. A lot better than last night, but 100%. You asked if I could, and I could. Oh, that's actually interesting, Dual Strike. I've been thinking about this. It would be lovely with Volcanic Salvo. 2 red to double it. So in that case, I would take out 4 things. Very interesting. I've thought about something like this in the past, copying instants or sorceries, but again, I don't have a whole lot of instant or sorceries normally. Mostly it is just dinos. So there's a chance that this could not be so useful. But yeah, overall, tonight, very good. Very good. There's always room for improvement. Always room to see some interesting stuff. Dinos, always facing the top meta things that you use or you face yourselves. Thanks, Blue Bear, Dylan, Flaming Draco, if you're watching later on, Yoguchio, Fry, Mana Man. Lots of great people. You guys make it. 100%. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to have fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Should be. I got all my taxes done, so I'm free and clear for forever, pretty much, I imagine. But yeah. Hopefully have a good night, a good morning, whenever it is you're watching. Right now, later on. I'll see you next time.